Hey, this is Mike. I'm here with Andrew, one of the engineers who helped design this unit and lay everything out. I wanted to walk through with him, show you some of the options and configurations of both this 20-foot instant off-grid container unit we have here, as well as a 40-footer we have right next door that's currently in process. That one has a few more configuration updates and changes, and so it's a really interesting one to take a look at. But to start here, we have our 20-foot unit, which I'll let Andrew tell you a little bit about the electronics we have back here and the different options for the 20-foot units.
Yeah. So this would be one of our 10K models right here. This is a high frequency inverter, and we also have connected to this one of our lithium ion batteries. This would be one of our most basic models. It's got a little display here. You can see here Mike clicked one of the buttons and is showing the percent capacity of the battery. This is configurable up to 9 batteries depending on the size of the system. This is kind of like a bare bones, very budget-friendly option, and we can have up to 9 connected. They all communicate with the inverter, and stacked on top of this, we can have up to 6,000 watts of power feeding into the inverter to keep those batteries charged. So quite a bit of reserve power for those cloudy days, and we also have plenty of power on top to keep them topped off.
Nice. And then I think this unit we have shipping with 3,000 watts of solar on the roof.
Correct.
And then we also go up to 6,000 watts.
Yep.
In case we want to cool this down in hotter weather. A lot of times with the plugs out back, if we have people who are running higher power appliances, we'll add that extra solar on the roof. So we like to start this with a 3,000 watt. With the 20-footer, we go up to the 6,000 watt. I think this is our most common with one battery.
Yeah.
And then with the 3,000 watt, what else have we seen? We've seen, I think, a 2 battery, and then really when we go past that, we switch over to the 40-foot.
Yeah. At some point, there is a mismatch between power generation and power banking. So we want to kind of match those two, and we size the systems appropriately to that balance.
Let's take a look. We have our windows on either side here. Our standard configuration comes with the 2 windows in the front, and then either a man door or a sliding glass door, whichever you prefer. Andrew, in this case, based on customer request, added a couple more windows in the back. And so that really opens up this unit. You can see out the front, you can see out the back. It makes it feel just a little bit more spacious. Yeah. How about the outlets? Are those standard on both sides, or did we add some in the back?
I believe these are standard along the back, and then we added some along the front per the customer's request.
Cool. This is a new one for us. This is a different AC we're running up on the top here. Do you remember the customer, I believe, was putting this out in a park and they were worried about vandalism? Yeah. I mean, this is up and out of the way, so we are really answering the customer's needs by making sure that all of the valuable things that a person walking by could possibly see are kind of tucked away, protected, armored. That was one of those customizations that we attempted to fulfill for the customer. Nice. So we're over here on the other side. This is actually our 40-foot instant off-grid unit, and you can see it looks a little bit different. Tell me about, Andrew, what's going on? What is this little mini room here? I've actually never seen one of these inside our instant off-grid before.
Well, so again, this is another one of those customizations that the customer requested. We put in this extra space to give a little bit more privacy in this larger 40-foot container. One of the other things that you might notice is we didn't shrink, but this container is a few feet larger just because this is one of the high cube models. So it's going to feel a lot more comfortable, less constricted. So this really is the maximal space for one of our container systems and instant off-grids that is available.
Cool. We have the windows again on both sides. This is a nice upgrade if you want to look out both sides. Makes everything feel a little bit larger. Do you know the size of this? I think is it a 3 by 4?
This is a 3 by 4.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll see a little bit different when we get down to the other side. So let's walk through here. We actually pulled the door off for construction. The door's sitting over here, but there's going to be a little office off to the side. And then we get to our main compartment. Great, and as you walk down here, you can see we have windows both sides all the way down. The standard 40-footer comes with 4 windows on the front. We can switch that to 2 windows in the front, 2 windows in the back, but then we can also upgrade to the additional windows on both sides if you really want to add on to that. How about you tell us what's going on down over here?
It's more or less the same deal. We've got our 10 kilowatt inverter, and right now we're going to be installing 3 more batteries into the system for this larger container and larger capacity. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I think the 40-footer starts at 3,000 watts, and then it goes up to 12,000 watts. Yep. And so that's going to be quite a bit of power. As Andrew said before, we can start with, usually the 40-footer always starts with the 2 batteries, and then we can go up from there. Mm-hmm. I think we can go up to 9, 12 batteries, just depending on the exact capacity we want. Mm-hmm. And then, like Andrew said earlier, we do want to match the amount of solar to the amount of batteries, and we're going to help you with all that sizing as we start to plan out your exact build.
Yeah, so this is just another option that this customer specified. In this case, they wanted a 4x4 window for a little bit more light in this back corner here, away from the rest of the doors. So we were happy to oblige.
Nice. And then same sort of LED lighting at the top, all tied into our light switches. I think it's independent for the office versus in here.
Yes, 2 separate switches.
Great.
Same thing. We've got receptacles all around. In this case, the customer specified 20 amp receptacles along the ground versus the 15 amp receptacles. And that's something that we were also able to do.
Nice, Andrew. What did we do with the AC on this one?
Same thing. This is just one of those rooftop mounted systems that's very compact, very efficient, and can do heating and cooling at the same time. Yeah, it's a nice little tight package that we can mount underneath all of the panels and everything. So
great. The other one I want to talk about is if you've looked at our original instant off-grid container, we've changed the paneling. Can you tell us about the walls? I think the original was drywall. What are we using these days?
Yeah. So this is some of our vinyl wall paneling. This is a great option that we've upgraded to because it's really easy to clean. It resists cracking and is just a really easy thing to put up, and it looks really good and finished.
Nice. We'll talk a little bit about the outside and some of the electrical hookups we have. Again, you can see our large doors that open up. We left these accessible in case we need to get any equipment in or out of this large unit. What about our paint color? What are we doing these days for different options of paint?
For the most part, customers can specify their own paint color. We are happy to collect a paint code from any manufacturer and match it, and we can have it applied to the existing paint exterior for the customer's needs. Yep.
Cool. So we're on the back side of our unit here. Andrew, what's going on with some of this stuff I'm seeing over here?
Okay, yeah, well, we're still in the middle of construction right here, so you can see the panels opened up right now. These are the final tie-ins to the inverter on the inside, and they're going to finally connect to the breaker panel right there. You'll probably remember from the inside we had a DC disconnect coming in. This is the tie-in to the rooftop mounted solar system. And then on some of our containers, you probably also noticed this right here, which is our AC input for when you run out of power. You can connect it to the grid or on generator and keep your system powered up.
And then what about other plug options out here? I see this one doesn't have it, the 20-footer didn't have it, but I've seen some other like AC plugs out here.
Yeah, no, we're happy to put any kind of plugs on the outside of the container, any kind of penetrations you guys need. To be able to customize your system to your lot and layout.
Great, and up top here we have our solar input. This one seems to have 4 inputs.
Yeah, so we have 2 PV inputs for the 10 kilowatt inverter. So one will be handling 3,000 watts in one place, and then on PV2 we'll be handling the other 3,000 watts.
Nice. So we'll let these guys get back to work. This is our 40-foot instant off-grid container build. Along with our 20 over there. The 20's wrapped up. It's ready to go out tomorrow. This one has a few more days of work to get all these customizations in place. But if you need one of these units, whether it's going to be the 20-footer or the 40-footer, give us a call. We can talk about these various options, figure out exactly the configuration that's going to work for you.